What are the keys to each of these spheres? We're going to run through these. We're starting with people. Starting with people, the first key is healing. Healing. All right, healing. And what does that mean? Healing is self-reflection. It's self-reflection. It's examining the impact of wounds on our lives. And what do we call this? We call this our story, right? What is our current story? Is our current story empowering or disempowering, right? We all have wounds, right? Every one of us has wounds from experiences, from relationships, from life, right? We have failed in our lives, and these failures have left wounds. Now, are those wounds healed, or are those wounds still not quite where they need to be, right? Are you still applying band-aids here and there? So healing is a very important people. We can't be good for people, for others, until we are good for ourselves. So the number one, the place to start is self-reflection and examination of our stories, and are they empowering or disempowering? And the change tool is something that you can use. And I'm going to share with you tools that you can find on the Teamepreneur website in the hub. But the change tool is a tool we've used in the leadership circle as it relates to self-reflection. So if you need a refresher, consider the change tool. Now, healing is also taking steps. Once you've examined and self-reflected, it's taking steps toward resolving conflict. How many of you guys have conflict in your life right now or recently? Anybody? Right. Every day we're going to have conflict, right? Conflict is a part of life. It's a part of life. And what we want to do is we want to learn steps for healthy conflict, as we've talked about in the past. Healthy conflict. And the tool for that is the 5 whys for relationships. Number 2 is helping, right? Now, helping. Now, what is helping? Helping is offering others, the people in our lives, 3 things: expertise, resources, and or direction, right? Expertise, resources, and direction. Now let's break that down. Now, expertise can look a lot of, right, in a business environment. Expertise is expertise, right? What you give your clients and customers is expertise. Now, with the people you love, your family and so forth, do you guys have skills? Do you have knowledge? Do you have abilities? Right? Do you have experiences that help you give perspective, offer perspective? So that's what you're giving. That's how you help. Right? And of course, resources, right? You can help with resources. We help our children. We help the people we love with resources, right? Money, time, energy are all resources, right? If you give your time to someone, you're giving a resource to them. And then direction, right? Hey, this is something you may want to do, right? You may want to go this way, that way, the other way. Now, helping is also advocating for their interests and the outcomes that they desire. So it's not just giving them the expertise, it's advocating for them. It's being their advocate, right? It's having their back. What does being someone's advocate mean? It means having your back, having their back. So are you helping, right? And as we're going through the keys, guys, I want you to think about not only just writing down these steps, but as you're thinking about the individual keys, think about, you might write in the column here or asterisk anything that comes to mind as we're going through, right? Is there someone that you're helping, but maybe you're not advocating for? Or the opposite, is there someone that you're advocating for, but they're not feeling like you're there for them yet? So you got their back, but you haven't identified what expertise, resources, or direction they need. Right? Or healing, right? What are your opportunities for healing right now? Now, third key is hatching, what I call hatching. Now, what is hatching? Hatching is developing new empowered relationships. New empowered relationships. Now, let's break that down. First, it's critical over the course of our lives to be developing relationships, empowered relationships, because do all relationships last? No, they don't, right? So we have to replace relationships over the course of our lives, and that's been shown. Studies have shown that relationships are one of the keys to happiness. I think about my father, and my father was not very good over the course of his life with hatching relationships, right? Hatching people, developing new empowered relationships. And now he doesn't have a lot of people to talk to. He's retired, and to some degree he's losing his wellness and fitness because he lacks these relationships. So and how did that happen? Well, because through his life he wasn't focused on healing, on self-reflection, and so he had a tendency to push some people away inadvertently. He wasn't helping them. He didn't understand how he was and what he needed. He tended to be, I think I've shared with you guys, he tended to be a teaser. Someone who teased, and sometimes the teasing was hurtful. And so he pushed people away. He didn't self-reflect enough to understand the impact that his teasing was. And what is unhealthy teasing? It's really, I don't feel good about myself, so I'm going to poke at others, right? And then because of that, he pushed some people away, and then other people just speaking candidly died. Other people died, or people over the course of your life are going to pass away. And so these relationships are not permanent. So we need to be hatching new relationships, and they need to be empowered. Right? They need to be empowered. We don't dive too deep into that, but it's key. It's not just about new relationships. It's about developing new empowering relationships. And also hatching, what hatching does, which is really important, and I'm sure you guys have seen this over the course of your lives, would you guys agree that as you have expanded your relationships, you've expanded your reach, your influence, and your opportunities? Right? There's no question about it. When you think of successful people, they have tremendous reach, influence, and opportunities because they've developed empowered relationships. They have many, many empowered relationships. And I was listening to some great folks over the course of the last few weeks in the political realm. Right? And when I say great, doesn't mean that I believe in their policies or what they do and so forth. But as I was listening to people like Oprah Winfrey and the Obamas, what I'm seeing is the incredible reach, influence, and opportunities they've had because of the relationships that they've found, empowered relationships.